Have you looked in the mirror lately and noticed something is just different? Maybe you can't quite put your finger on it. You haven't had any major cosmetic work done. You haven't drastically changed your wardrobe. You are just living your normal, day-to-day life. But suddenly, strangers are holding eye contact with you a little bit longer. People at the grocery store are going out of their way to start conversations with you. Old friends are looking at your recent photos and making comments like, "Wow, you look incredibly rested," or "What is your secret? You are literally glowing." You aren't imagining this. The shift in your physical appearance is real, and the sudden influx of attention you are receiving is not a coincidence. God is actively making you more attractive. But I need you to sit down and listen to me very carefully, because we are not talking about superficial vanity today. We are not talking about the beauty standards of a magazine cover. We are going to have a very deep, scientific, and profoundly spiritual conversation about exactly what happens to a human body when the Creator of the universe decides to completely restore a soul. People are looking at you right now, completely confused. They see the physical upgrade, and their carnal minds are trying to figure out the formula. They assume you must be doing a new skincare routine, or maybe you finally started that expensive diet, or maybe you found a wealthy new partner. They do not understand that your physical glow is entirely the result of a spiritual detox. To understand why you are suddenly turning heads, we have to talk about what you used to look like. Think back to the season when you were deeply entrenched in toxic relationships. Think about the years you spent trying to force people to love you, trying to fix broken family members, or surviving in a work environment that completely drained your spirit. During that time, you were living in a constant state of fight or flight. Let's look at the actual biology of trauma. When you are constantly walking on eggshells around a manipulator, your brain pumps massive amounts of cortisol and adrenaline into your bloodstream. Your body thinks it is in a literal war zone. And what happens when a body is at war? It shuts down all non-essential functions. It stops repairing your cells properly. You lose sleep. Your shoulders carry an invisible, crushing weight. The light completely leaves your eyes, leaving them looking dull, heavy, and haunted. Toxic people literally age you. They are emotional vampires, and the price of keeping them in your life is your physical vitality. They drained the color right out of your skin. But then, the grand extraction happened. God pulled you out of those environments. You did the excruciating work of setting boundaries. You blocked the numbers. You stopped defending your character to people committed to misunderstanding you. You sat in the silence, cried out to the Creator, and allowed Him to begin healing the massive wounds in your heart. And something miraculous happened to your biology. The cortisol stopped pumping. Your nervous system finally took a deep breath and regulated itself. This is the secret behind the chosen one glow. When you stop carrying the heavy, rotting weight of other people's demons, your physical body actually reverses the aging process. The tension leaves your jaw. The defensive posture you have carried for 10 years melts away, making you stand taller. But the most terrifying, undeniable change happens in your eyes. The eyes are the literal windows to the Spirit. When the Holy Spirit occupies the center of your heart, it produces an actual, radiating frequency. The haunting look of survival is gone, and it has been replaced by the quiet, overwhelming brilliance of absolute peace. People cannot figure out why they are so drawn to you right now, because they are trying to read you with physical eyes. But what they are actually reacting to is your frequency. You have become a walking sanctuary. In a world where everyone is violently stressed, desperately faking their happiness on social media, and operating on incredibly low, angry vibrations, you walk into a room carrying the oxygen of heaven. Your resting face is no longer guarded. It is inviting. You carry a stillness that acts like a massive magnet to the broken, exhausted people around you. They don't just want to look at you. They want to stand near you, hoping that whatever you have will somehow rub off on them. This brings us to the absolute panic currently happening in the enemy's camp. I want you to think about the people from your past, the toxic exes, the fake friends, the people who betrayed you and left you completely broken. When they walked away, they fully expected you to deteriorate. They wanted to check your social media 6 months later and see a miserable, tired, defeated person. Your physical decline was supposed to be the trophy that proved they were the ones keeping you together. Instead, they are looking at you right now, and their minds are completely short-circuiting. You look better than you did when you were with them. You look younger. You look wildly healthy. You look like someone who just hit the spiritual lottery. Their confusion is your ultimate vindication. They expected to leave you in the dark, but God decided to use their betrayal as the exact catalyst to turn on your brightest light. They are realizing, with a sick feeling in their stomach, that they weren't your source of life. They were the parasite draining it. And the second the parasite was removed, the host began to thrive in a way they can hardly even comprehend. But with this new magnetic attractiveness comes a very severe warning from the spiritual realm. Because your light is so incredibly bright right now, you are going to attract everything. You are going to attract beautiful, high vibration, kingdom connections. But you are also going to attract incredibly dangerous moths to your flame. You are going to attract people who are mesmerized by your peace, but who refuse to do the work to find their own. They are going to look at your beautiful, healed energy and think, I want that. I want them to fix me. Your discernment has to be sharper now than it has ever been in your entire life. Just because someone is attracted to your light does not mean they are qualified to sit at your table. You did not endure years of isolation, tears, and heavy spiritual warfare to build this beautiful, glowing sanctuary, just to let a muddy, unhealed person walk right through your front door and track dirt all over the floor. You must guard this glow. When people compliment you, smile and say thank you. But inside your mind, you need to acknowledge exactly who paid the price for that beauty. The creator of the universe took your ashes and traded them for a crown of absolute beauty. He took the spirit of heaviness and replaced it with a garment of praise. You are a physical, breathing testimony of what happens when a human being fully surrenders their brokenness to God. You don't need a crazy diet, and you don't need to fake your confidence. You just need to keep your heart clean, keep your boundaries incredibly firm, and let the Holy Spirit do the decorating. Take a look in the mirror tonight. Really look at yourself. Smile at the person looking back at you, because that person survived a war, and they came out looking like absolute royalty. I am so curious to hear from you today. When did you first notice the physical changes? Was there a specific moment when someone gave you a compliment, or a time you looked at an old photo and realized how much younger and more peaceful you look now? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about the absolute reality of the spiritual glow-up. Keep your head incredibly high. Guard your peace relentlessly. You look beautiful, and I will talk to you again soon.